Hello class, so we are actually in the Relativity desktop client. As you can see, we are in the document view. You have a list of all the different folders, so there are a couple different things that you can do from the Relativity desktop client. The biggest two though are to import documents into Relativity into a specific case, and the second is to export out something from Relativity. Whether it be a search, whether it be a production, or whether it be a folder of documents. For the purposes of this tutorial, we are going to export out a production set. Okay, this brings us to this screen. For the data source, we're going to choose ACME production. This section right here, these are all the fields that are available to you. These are the fields that when you finish filling this out will populate the DAT file. So for the sake of this, we're going to say recipients author email CC email subject, and I'm not sure which field it is, so I'm going to select subject as well down here because there's a couple different places since we've created multiple fields. Alright, so destination files. Once we're finished populating what we want in our DAT file, we're going to move to the destination files. In this view, actually, let's go over here. So in this view, we have the export location, which I have actually opened up right here. It's going to be my desktop. We're going to copy the files from the repository. This means that instead of linking to it, we are going to actually copy the files here and make a duplicate of them. The volume information, I typically use 3 digits. The max size is 650. We typically do that because CDs are right around 700, so we like to keep it underneath the limit of a CD and make it 650 megabytes. There are going to be 3 different subfolders or subdirectories inside this main production folder. There is the image folder, there's a native folder, and a text folder that will hold the extracted text or the OCR. Alright, for the file path, we are going to use relative paths, and what that means is that the file path will actually start at the volume level. It will not show all this other information, which is important because we don't want opposing counsel to know what our server locations are and things along those lines. Also, it won't work anyways because their server configuration and where they save their images isn't going to be the same as ours. So we like to give it at the volume level to start with, and we do that by selecting use relative paths. The load file characters, these are they should be very familiar to you because they are the DAT/concordance type of delimiters. Text and native file names, we're going to use the production number. You can use the identifier, which would be the control ID, and you can also append the original file name. So for example, if you are giving these to an expert witness or something like that and they want to know what the file name is and you're saving it to a PDF, you can do that. We're going to export the images as Opticon, and we are going to select the single page TIFF JPEG format. TIFFs are for black and white, JPEGs are for color. We're going to export the native files just so you can see what it looks like. In the metadata, we're going to select the concordance, as we talked about, DAT file. The data file encoding is going to be in Western European. If you have anything like CJK, which stands for Chinese, Japanese, Korean characters, you're going to want to make sure that you use Unicode. Any type of dual bit or non-Western language type of fonts are going to need to make sure that you use Unicode. So it's not only those, like a CJK, but it also could be Russian or Arabic, things along those lines. We're going to export the text field as files rather than have them inside the DAT file, because it gets really messy when we do that. It makes it very hard to edit the DAT file if you wanted to change things around or delete a specific field. So make sure that that's set. It's very important. Text file encoding, again, we're going to select Western European just because we don't have anything that's foreign language in this document set. And the text precedence means that if you have redacted any documents and re-OCR'd them so that the text in the document and in the OCR text is also redacted according to the image, you're going to want to make sure that your text precedence is extracted text first, or I'm sorry, your OCR text first, followed by your extracted text. Now in this set we don't have any redactions, so we'll just use extracted text. You hit run, and now you can see the files as they start setting up. You'll start seeing them populate in our production CSULA 001 folder. Okay. All right.